Hi, I'm Ben from Freemius. Welcome to another episode of the Experts Corner. Today, we'll cover the question, what are the pros and cons of building a company around a single product versus developing and selling multiple products in parallel? Enjoy!
From my experience, it makes much more sense to wrap your entire brand under one name rather than fragment it to multiple sub-brands, especially when you're still small and you're trying to grow.
I'm always in favor of having multiple products. That is why at ThemeGrill we have multiple products.
I'm a big believer in a single product companies because I think that if you focus on a single product, you have a competitive advantage on every company that is running multiple products.
As a company, we sell multiple products. Some of the pros that we've discovered are the wider reach in terms of the audience that you can connect with, the ability to catch on to trends more quickly and release individual products focused on very specific trends, and the ability to keep your code small and unbloated in terms of the solution that your product is offering.
The benefit of having multiple products is you can monetize various channels and not particularly worry if one channel goes away, you're going to lose a ton of revenue.
It's illogical in my mind to fragment your marketing efforts across different names and different brands.
The best approach is to start with a single product, and once it gets robust, you can certainly move on to making other products.
When you have multiple products, you have to split your resources, you have to split your focus.
You have to have different teams to be able to provide the support to each of these products, or you have to be willing to do it yourself. And this is the thing that eventually killed me. The support for these products got really intense because I had huge amounts of people that were coming in and asking for help and doing installs and running into small issues and conflicts and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So the support side of this can eat you alive if you don't manage it well.
We now have 13 plugins that we need to keep updated and maintained. And when it comes to WordPress or WooCommerce releasing an update, that can be quite tricky because we have to update all 13 plus plugins in one go. The other thing that we have to ensure is that all of our products work well together, as well as being compatible with all the different themes that are available and all the other plugins that might be installed. So it becomes a larger task to keep on top of that.
You're writing different code for different product bases. They're getting updated in different frequencies. They're getting different requests and features. The marketing behind it was completely different. And that was a very big challenge. Spreading yourself too thin across too many products it's a no-brainer, right? These are problems that are going to crop up eventually.
You will never be able to produce the same quality product as a competing company that focus on the same product.
It makes much more sense creating a flow within your business so that when people join to one product, it makes sense for them to join other services and other products that you offer along the way. Therefore, you're creating a flow rather than fragmented marketing that doesn't allow you to build momentum and traction.
Both ways can work.
It all depends from the team size.
There are definitely some pluses and minuses to this model.
Our mindset was very split. And the process, the product itself of themes and plugins were very decoupled.
Variety works better with plugin businesses, and big, powerful flagship products work better with themes.
Today, it's much more ubiquitous that you might get a theme that has a plugin. Most of them are going to use a page builder, or they're going to have this extended functionality from a plugin.
We started off with a bunch of plugins and a couple of themes and expanded until we had over 100 of them. And that was really cool because people really liked getting that many pro plugins, and especially ones that were dedicated to multi-site.
Having multiple products is a major plus because this is actually going to help differentiate your revenue streams and actually create opportunities for you to cross-sell between those two.
If you have a lot of products, you can diversify your risks and that way earn more.
Two of my plugins, the business directory and the classifieds, after I took over the classifieds plugin, by using the business directory and the classifieds plugin both to cross promote, I actually got more installs on each and more people that eventually upgraded to paid. Well, if I had done, something like Gravity Forms and a customer support thing, maybe that didn't have the same cross-promotion capability. So if you have two things that can be promoted to similar or almost identical audiences, then having multiple products can actually be a real blessing.
If you're a solo WordPress developer and you have multiple themes that you sell online, whenever you make a simple update to your own framework, you should go through all of your themes and update them. When you have a big portfolio of themes, it becomes really time-consuming.
If you have a small team, it's better to focus on a single product, but if you have a big team, you can certainly work in multiple products in parallel.
If you have a larger team, and you can distribute this work across multiple developers.
At MailPoet, we only have one single product, and for many years we've been asking ourselves, should we possibly sell add-ons, for example? We've always refrained from doing that because we believe that users want a one-stop shop solution. They want to install 10 plugins, basically.
Over time, as people became more specialized and WordPress expanded, that of course it was impossible to, say, have a plugin as good as Events Espresso and also maintain one that was as good as ProSite.
Based on some recent research, we've realized that many power users don't mind buying a few add-ons. So later this year, we're going to develop our first add-on, and we'll be very happy to see what happens with it. But we're pretty sure it's just going to bring some extra cash.
The smaller niche themes will fade out, and the bigger, more powerful multi-purpose themes will manage to survive.
These days we're all about the core functionality and the fundamental things that people need to run a WordPress site, as opposed to going for everything around the edges.
This is especially important with regards to the recent changes to theme industry, especially the new block editor for WordPress called Gutenberg, that I guess has forever changed the themes game.
I do think that companies need to explore and expand over the years in order to stay relevant to the market, but it should be in the same space.
It's a very fine balance to strike. It is not easy. And the way that you can control that is to dial back the features that you have in a product. And this isn't just if you're in multiple products, this is in one product too. Now that our time is really focused much more on easy support videos, because it's easier, no pun intended, to support and sell, that's a huge benefit in terms of features, functions, and support and scale. And in fact, I'll even save that for another expert video.